Welcome back to Questioning Sense with me, Matt. Today we're going to talk about fragrance and how people from our generation smelt. When we got back from France, we learned how to smell great. It's important. Alright, so listen. So, welcome back to Questioning Sense with me, Matt. All joking aside, I love Peaky Blinders. Great TV show, good fun, and what's not to like. Good looking people, beautifully dressed, very smart. It's captured my imagination. It's a programme I really enjoy, and you know, it's one that Rich, my partner with Questioning Sense, absolutely adores. And he's a real Brummie. He's actually from Birmingham, so his accent is a lot better than the ham-fisted one, or just tried to do. Now, when I watch TV, like everybody else, you get quite into the programme, and then obviously there's always a perfume angle with me. So I've often thought to myself, what would these guys wear? Now, I'm sure there's quite a lot of truth in Peaky Blinders. You know, they're based on sort of real people, etc., etc. But there's obviously a lot of artistic license used in the making of the programme, and there's going to be a little bit of artistic license used in this review as well. So my thoughts were, what would these guys wear if they wore perfume or cologne, as it would have been known then? And so what would they wear? Well, I don't know. But what I've done is I've gone through my perfume collection. I've looked at a couple of bottles that I think they would possibly have worn. And they're kind of historically about the right sort of time frame, time place. So we'll look at them, and then we'll see. Obviously, this isn't, this is complete interpretation on my part. I have no factual evidence on, if this is true or not. So I'm just sort of playing, I'm guessing and having a bit of fun with it. So this review is quite a light-hearted look. Would you like to smell like the Peaky Blinders? We don't know. We don't even know what they smell like. But a couple of perfumes for you to have a look at today, which possibly they may have worn. Don't know. Okay, first up, LT Piva Cuir. Now, I had a bottle of this before, and unfortunately I knocked it over when I was cleaning my perfumes and broke the bottle. So I've had to wait a year now before I can find it again in TK Maxx. And I got this for the princely sum of £15. I think it was £14.99. Really good bargain. I also have the Vetiver from this range. Fabulous stuff. Now, LT Piva are a very old house. I think they were founded in 1774. So it's been around, they've been around for a really long time, almost as old as Guerlain. Now, when this came out originally, I think it was called Coeur de Russie, or Coeur de Russia, or Leather of Russia. Now, at the time when it was made, there was a lot of interest in all things Russian. So, from sort of the imagery of Cossacks and things like that. I think it inspired quite a lot of perfume houses to make things like that. So this is a modern perfume now. I'm not entirely sure when it was released, but it doesn't really have a lot to do with the original perfume. I think the foundations are still there in terms of what this is trying to do, but obviously this is going to smell wildly different to the original one that was released hundreds of years ago. What you have here is a honeyed tobacco with leather, and it's I'm going to spray a little bit now for the purposes of the review. And this is a gorgeous fragrance. It does smell a little dated. It does smell like an old cologne, and I'll give you that, but what you have is a very, the honey's very prominent, the tobacco is in there, there's leather in there, and it lasts quite well. It has a nice projection, but it does smell very much kind of like an old school cologne. So I'd say this, I know women that have this and they enjoy it, but to me, this is quite a masculine leaning unisex fragrance. It's really nice. I mean, the presentation is beautiful. Look at the bottle. It's an absolute lovely bottle to have. I don't wear it that often, but I do like to wear this, and this is certainly one that gives me, I don't know, it just makes you feel good, but it does smell quite old school. So this would be perfect. I could imagine our Peaky Blinder friends wearing this quite comfortably when they were down the pub or up to some shenanigans. And also, because of the age of that particular perfume, it is possible that they could have worn it in one of its, one of its earlier formulations. The other one, and this perfume here is Kniza 10 or Knees 10 or Nice 10. I'm not entirely sure. There's lots of different pronunciation. This is the perfume that when I got actually made me think of Peaky Blinders. So this was perfect. This was in my head long before I made this video. This is beautiful. This is often regarded as one of the best leathers ever made, and I agree with that. I mean, again, this is a new bottle to me, so I'm sure. I mean, this is really, really, really old. I think it was released in 1920. So again, the Peaky Blinders would have had some contact with Germans, where this is actually from. During the war, possibly after the war. So it is. I mean, I'm bending every fact I can possibly bend to shoehorn this in. But the reason that I think that this would be perfect for the characters that we know and love, let's give that a spray, is this is beautiful. This has got so many notes in it. Performance on this is outstanding, by the way, and it's pretty cheap. I think I paid £20 for this little 30ml. Excellent performance. It really belts out. And the leather obviously is the star, but with the leather, you have tar, you have citrus, you have flowers, you have woods, you have patchouli, you have sandalwood, you have ambergris, you have oak moss, you have musk. It's got everything in there, and to me this gives a very grown-up working fragrance. This is a good work scent. This is a good going out in the evening scent, and you can dress up and wear this as well, because it smells like class. But because of the tar, I get a slight smoky edge to this, and this smells almost like you could imagine someone coming out of a factory and sort of having to freshen up and spraying this, or a real kind of old vintage working style. This to me smells like a peaked cap. It smells like a waistcoat. It smells like a jacket. It smells amazing, and this really does kind of make me think of Peaky Blinders. So this really was the inspiration for this video. I got this on Amazon, I think for £20, so you can get it everywhere. Really good fragrance. It's one that I don't hear talked about very much within Fragcom. I think because it is such an old fragrance, a lot of people tend not to go near it for some reason. I don't know why. It has, I'd say, this smells of history but doesn't smell dated. I've worn this out many times since I've had it, and it normally gets a positive reaction. Not a massive compliment getter. It's not that kind of fragrance, but it's well worth having a look at. So please, if you can find it, get it. It's a really good fragrance. In fact, both of these, this is well worth a trip to TK Maxx. If you can get this for the money, I don't think you're going to get a better under £20 fragrance. It's a 100ml bottle. This is a little 30ml bottle, under 20 quid. Please try it. Listen, thank you very much for your time. This has obviously been very much a tongue-in-cheek review. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Great. Bye!